Grashia felt the chill of the dark forest before she could see it. The moon was a pale sliver, barely piercing through the dense canopy above. She adjusted the strap of her satchel, which held the herbs and roots she had spent the day gathering. Every crackle of a twig beneath her boots seemed to echo louder than it should in the oppressive silence. The stories of the Black Hollow were whispered in every village within a day's ride. It was said that the dark was alive there, a shifting, sentient force that could swallow travelers whole. Grashia had always dismissed the tales as superstitions, but tonight, alone beneath the tangled branches, she wasn't so sure. She had lingered too long in the clearing, distracted by the rare lumen weed that only bloomed at dusk. By the time she realized how late it was, the sun had dipped below the horizon, and the shadows of the hollow crept in, stretching like hungry fingers. The first sign that something was wrong came as a sound of faint, melodic hum. It wasn't a bird or the wind, but something human. Grashia froze, her breath caught in her throat. The sound seemed to drift through the trees, beckoning her deeper into the darkness. "Hello," she called out, her voice trembling. The hum stopped. Silence pressed down on her like a weight. She took a hesitant step forward, then another. The forest felt alive, the air charged with an energy that prickled her skin. As she rounded a massive oak, she saw a faint, bluish glow hovering in the distance. It flickered like a flame, but its light cast no shadows. Against her better judgment, Grashia moved toward it. Each step seemed to draw her closer to an invisible pulse, a rhythm that matched her heartbeat. When she finally reached the glow, she found herself standing before an ancient stone archway, covered in twisting vines. The glow emanated from within the arch, illuminating carvings of strange, spindly figures that seemed to move when she looked away. She hesitated, the stories of the hollow ringing in her mind. Some said the dark consumed those who entered it, while others claimed it granted wishes for a price. The hum returned, louder now, a haunting melody that seemed to come from the other side of the arch. Grashia's hand trembled as she reached for the satchel at her side, pulling out a small charm her grandmother had given her, a talisman said to ward off spirits. "Grashia," a voice whispered, soft and familiar. She froze. It was her brother's voice. He had vanished in these woods 3 years ago, leaving nothing behind but his vow. Her heart raced as the glow brightened, pulsing in time with the voice. "Come home, Grashia." Tears welled in her eyes. Against every instinct, she stepped through the archway. The world shifted. The air grew warm, and the oppressive darkness lifted. She found herself in a clearing bathed in silver light, surrounded by figures both beautiful and terrifying. They hovered, their forms translucent and shifting like smoke. In their midst stood her brother, his eyes glowing the same blue as the light. "Grashia," he said, his voice calm but hollow. "You shouldn't have come." Before she could speak, the figures turned toward her, their eyes burning like stars. The hum grew louder, drowning out her thoughts, and the light engulfed her. The last thing she saw before the dark claimed her was her brother's hand reaching for hers, a single tear tracing down his glowing cheek.